Hi guys, my name is Chika Ijeoma and I will be talking to you about my experience in the advertising and digital marketing industry. I would share with you my challenges, successes, and how I have made it through my journey thus far.
I love me a nice, healthy morning. These are the simple things that make my day. I get out of bed excited, curious to know what the day might bring. Because for me, every day is another chance to be amazing.
Hey guys!
Another opportunity to explore myself. And guess what? The Itel P40 lets me do.
I enjoyed my time in the ad space, like with agencies. You know, like I told you, it's interesting. 1 minute you're on this project, another minute you're working in a different industry. The pace is interesting, right? At the same time, you pause and you see that the people you work with are not on this. You're not sharing the same values, and that can become difficult because, you know, my copy has to go through somebody for approval to get to somebody. You know, and exactly. So, if we're not in sync as to, you know, what value are we trying to tell, what story are we trying to tell with this brand, you know, how are we positioning them and all that stuff, it can become a clash and, you know, things can go wrong from there. So yeah, most agencies are trying to scale. To be honest with you, like, it's really fast-paced. I think it's a very lucrative industry. You can grow in years and become like one of the top best and what's not. So there's a lot of competition. Everybody's trying to be the best of themselves, but at the same time, it can be like...
Yeah, people willing to go the extra mile to just break those bounds and just do whatever it takes. Let's get the deal done and all. So there's regulation, right?
Yeah, there is an advertising regulatory board in Nigeria. Just same as film. There's a film regulatory board in Nigeria. And so sometimes when ads are put up and it's against their you know, list of rules or whatnot, they can take your ad down because it's against.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yes, there's a regulatory body.
Interesting. So what are the things that make them take them down?
So generally nudity, of course.
Okay.
I mean, nudity is a big challenge because of the space we have generally conservative people.
Yeah.
So as a brand, if you are trying to go the direction of like sex appeal or whatever, you have to be very careful about it. Unless your products can be, or your ads can be taken down, yes. So nude content will not make it past advertising body. And so maybe you are blatantly convincing people to invest in something that is obviously scam, right?
Okay.
So I think this would now would now merge with both the advertising and the people that do the business research. Like I think there's also a regulatory body that goes to confirm if the brand or the company is a legit, exactly registered, fully bona fide company that should function in Nigeria, right? So,
but do they actually work? Okay, continue.
Okay, all right. So saying that those people work ahead, assuming that they do, then the advertising body goes to confirm that are these people fully registered? Is this a properly registered body? Yes. Okay, so this is what they're asking clients or customers to do. Do they provide this service? And you know, you get all that clarification from these guys. And once you're approved here and you're approved here, then you are good to go. But usually there is regulations around these things.
So how about copyrights?
So, that one now is a bit tricky because it also falls into legal, right? So copyright infringement is a big deal because I think it's very hard to put a name or an identity on text. It's much more difficult as opposed to like on a solid product, right? It's harder to say these words belong to this person. So there's probably a lot more copyright infringement going on that we cannot trace or we don't know about, right? But to a very
Because
large
like you can
extent,
easily reward something.
exactly,
Like
exactly.
it's the
But
same
like
idea.
it's the same idea. You get exactly. So, but I think to a very large extent, this is the umbrella that agency provides you, right? So once it is said that a certain copy came out from a certain agency, you can then trace it back to who, or like, you know, usually we don't give credits individually in agencies. It's like this is the agency work or this is teamwork, right?
Yeah.
But
Well, of course, if it goes bad, we know who wrote it.
exactly. Exactly.
Like,
When it does well, it's agency work. When it's bad, it's you edit it. Anyways, so yeah, agency provides that kind of sort of umbrella. But if you break out and you're on your own, then you probably go and copy, what's it called? Patent your name so that you can go to court or sue in case that you need to.
remember, I was telling you about David Ogilvy, like one of the OGs in advertising and all that. So he wrote one of the most famous lines in advertising. It was for Rolls Royce. He said, "At 60 miles per hour, the loudest noise you hear in a Rolls Royce is the what analog clock." Like, you see how that was interesting. That was like come on. That's dope. Come on. And you know the funny thing is that how he got the line was that he took the manual, because like they gave him the account, so he had to come up with lines, and of course everybody was working, but he himself had to, so he took the manual and went through the engineer's manual, like everything, and that stuff was in the manual.
So he didn't drive the car.
No, it wasn't about him driving the car. It was like in the manual.
Wow.
So like these were like specifications. But like those people didn't even think it was anything special. Like it's super quiet. Of course, the only thing he hears is the clock.
And he turned it into an entire copy.
So like just hearing it makes you want to just go and get Rolls Royce if it was cheap. It's not. Like you want to get stuff.
Aspiration.
Yeah. So it makes you like want to at some point go get it. Because like want to just know if it's actually true.
Yeah, but don't drive it on Nigerian roads, Charlie.
Everybody do it though.
Really?
Yeah. People drive roads
At 60 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's like what? It's like 80 miles per hour. So it's not even fast. Like at the point. There's this book. I think it's scientific advertising and stuff. Scientific advertising, where they were talking about most ad agencies or advertisers spend more of their time trying to entertain, forgetting to sell. So it's like the ads you're seeing is like bang, you know, but it's just entertaining. It's not selling. Like you're not actually. After people watch it, they don't feel like going to buy.
Exactly. I think it should. I think there should always be like a reminder of that. This is emerge, right? It shouldn't be so. It should be so bland or so blatant that people know that you're asking them to do something. Yeah. At the same time, it shouldn't be too entertaining that they forget that they're supposed to do something. Exactly. So it's like constantly. Yes, that's the push and pull. You're always trying to find a way to tell an interesting story that still compels people to take action. It's like a dance, yeah.
It's reminding of this. Remember this ad? Apilo. One day, yes. It was entertaining.
Yes.
It's still sold. It's sold a dream. Like,
yes.
Oh, so this is how Kanu became a footballer by drinking pig milk.
Scam.
We drink pig milk. Pig milk, we drink it.
Yes. So, do you even realize that at the time, that was even influencer marketing? We didn't even call it that, but it was already influencer marketing. And pig and brands like that have already tapped into things like this. Saw through the, would I say, the what are some of the nitty-gritties or strategies behind these things, and we're already jumping on these strategies a long time before, you know, UCG and like user-generated content became a thing and mainstream. Social media rather became like more mainstream, right? Yeah. So, it's interesting. Is it obvious that I like what I do?
Okay, so this is how I choose like who to talk to about certain stuff. I like to see this part. I like to see this part, the interest, like genuine interest. It's not just what you do. You know, it's not just what you do. It's like I love doing this.
Yeah.
You know? And I think it's important, you know, not just in advertising, but it's important in life generally that you have interest. There's this book, what's it? Essay by Paul Graham. Paul Graham is the founder of Y Combinator. So yeah, of course, I don't know if you know Y Combinator. They're like so basically small businesses or whatever can come to them and the incubator. So like they do all that stuff, like help you get on fees, funding and all that. So yeah, so he's the founder, co-founder with his wife. So he writes these essays from his experiences. So there's one he wrote, How to Do Great Work, which is really interesting. One of the things he mentioned was you have to have a natural aptitude for it. So you have to be genuinely interested in it. And it's not something you fake. It's not something you learned. It's different. So you see some people in your industry, they want to kill themselves every day. Like after work, they just go home and they just want to just die.
I'm so sorry.
So because like a lot of it, what am I even doing here? Like, you know. But then there are people that you may not like the particular company you're in, but you actually like the job. You want to like go to another place and
do the
that
thing
that someone else would think it's crazy. Because I think that's too much stress. Although I have a little interest in advertising, but like I just like to see the thing, especially the video part. Like you have to have genuine interest, which is good because it flows. People can see it. Like when you're talking about it, people can see it. Like even if it's stupid, even if it sounds stupid to people, like you have this passion for it. When I'm talking about Pentagon project to someone, it's almost like it becomes physical. It's like I want to get so many things out. But like
it's an obvious hunger.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know. Like it's not even about success, succeeding or failing. It's about getting. Like I would rather fail
than not try.
Try it. Like it has to come out.
Yeah.
So like that's one of the things. Like even the way you're talking about it's like there's a lot to it.
But would you like? I'm at this crossroads, right? I think we should talk about this, right? So I know that thankfully I know that there's something I enjoy doing, because to be honest with you, many people didn't even get to have that choice to like explore long enough to know that this is what I want to do or this is what I like to do. But now you know that this is what you like to do, but now you are aware that you have to make some sacrifices for the thing that you are trying to do. And you know, being in some environments, being in some atmosphere cannot or might not help you achieve or strive to like the highest peak of what it is that your vision is, right? Would you say that we continue to promote a say like selfish approach to passion or to career or to success, right? Because like at some point you have to some type of selfishness, like dim everything else, and try to achieve this thing or this itch in your brain. I use saying that it is okay to do that, like, and just go.
Okay, so the third point in that essay is you have to believe that the thing that you're doing is important. Like you have to believe that it is the most
important thing.
in the world. Okay. So yeah, there's a selfish approach to it, but then it's not really selfish because you're bringing something, and And when you do, at the end, it's going to benefit so many other people. Now, what's being selfish is not doing it. Because then
You are holding back.
you're not really serving.
Makes sense.
So at the time where you're, maybe it can affect one or two people around you. You have certain responsibilities. You have people that you have responsibility to, and then it affects them because you don't want to do this, so you're not showing up. You're not playing the team. You're not, But there's something else. You're going to have to do that one, because then if you don't, you're going to burn out, and then you're going to regret it. There's so much. The downside is way too much, but this side, of course.
That makes a lot of sense.
So
Back to advertising.
yeah. So
I don't think that trying to trick people into doing something that is not part of their will, or something that is against their general moral code.
Yeah.
I think somehow an ad that's for you finds its way to get to you. Right? And this is the part where we talk about targeting a target audience. You want to streamline your ads to like people you think it would speak to the most. Because there is already existing data, of these people. You kind of have an insight to what they like or what they're expecting to see on their For You page, and you are also targeting those people because you know. But to be very honest, I think the part where customers had to click or take action by a purchase is truly on the buyer.
So let's go back to the origin, which should have been the beginning. But sorry guys, we had to keep you this long. So of course, if you had patience to get to this point, it's like you're enjoying it, you're doing well. You subscribe. Yeah. So how did it all start?
So writing, secondary school, but actual advertising journey, I applied to a program online. I sent a story and they read through my story and they reached out to me and told me that I was chosen to be part of the program. So it was a 3 weeks intensive program where we learned like copywriting, video editing, storytelling, everything all together. And at the end of the 3 weeks, we did a pitch for everything that we had learned. And yeah, thankfully that year we were compensated for our work as well.
They gave you money?
Yes.
Is this still remaining?
This was 2020.
Okay.
Or 2021.
Okay, so then from there.
Yeah, so I moved from, so this program that trained me now would then give out our names to different agencies. And then agencies would pick you because you are being recommended by this program.
Okay.
So that was how I got my internship with CenterSpreadGray.
Okay.
Thanks to Street Project Foundation. And then I did internship in 6 months with CenterSpread for 6 months. And I worked with some of the most amazing minds I've ever come across. Babadi, guy, like insane creatives.
So then, at what point did you decide this thing is for me?
It was, I'm no longer with CenterSpread, so I can say this, right? So at the time, I was with CenterSpread, but the money wasn't enough, so I needed a side job. So I was working remotely for my internship at CenterSpread, so I was in Port Harcourt at the time. And so I had to take a side job as a digital marketer for a different company. But 3 months into this, I was so stressed. I had to make a choice, right? I had to say, I know I need the money, but like I have to focus on something. And the money I was earning at this other place was more, but I chose my advertising job. And I think that's kind of when I knew that, I like this thing. It's not just about the money for me. Yeah.
So then, is that the right choice? At this point, you still think?
Yeah, I mean, like now I'm expanding into more than just copywriting, which is what I was doing for CenterSpread at the time. I'm trying to see other things in the industry I can do. But like I'm in the same industry. I don't want to leave my industry.
The other person that's found her thing. We're so glad. it's I can't tell you how many people are struggling with this. And it's like, and especially people that are really creative, they're so good at so many things. Yeah, and it's hard to choose. You're nodding like
Yes.
that's you.
Yes. 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 My dad used to call me a rolling stone because I was all over the place doing makeup, nails, this one, writing, design, video edit. What are you doing? What do you want to do? Really? But thankfully, I found street projects that helped me to streamline
Put all those
everything.
things
Yes.
together. And now that will help, like, because then it will be easier to work with like
Exactly.
different.
Exactly. Yeah.
'Cause then you've tried everything.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, it has its perks. There's downsides. Yeah.
Which is-
You cannot focus. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 It's all over the place.
But then you're young, so like, of course, when you were trying it, like you were really
What do you describe as young, please?
young is like young. Old is old. Young is young. I mean, like, if you're still active, you still have your youth to, you're still young.
Right.
And it also depends on what level of life you're at. So, like, someone who is 50 will look at a 35-year-old and be like, "You're young."
Young. Yes.
Just like
Yes.
someone who is 70 will look at a
50-year-old
50-year-old
and
and be
say
like,
you are young. Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Makes
subjective.
Yes.
We're all young.
In the eyes
Someone
of
who
the
is
Lord.
dead would look at someone that is
70,
100.
90. You are young.
Yeah. So that's the whole point. Like, and of course, then you were way younger. That's
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And then having the chance to, of course, at that time, that's when you get the chance to like figure out.
Yes. To be honest, it wasn't easy. I was doing that loggerhead with my dad a lot of the times because he's a typical Nigerian dad, and with all good intentions, wants safety for you. You know. So yeah, we always go back and forth. I get where he was coming from. I knew what he was trying to do, but I think the itch was stronger. I was just longing for something more than,
Safety.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. Yes. So, and they had seen it, because they already started saying things to me as a child, So I grew up now. I'm trying to materialize the things you are saying, and you are complaining, But it's normal. Exactly. It's actually it's normal.
When it comes to the practical aspect of it, because like now, you can give a speech and tell people to pursue their dreams, but when your child is about to pursue her dreams,
exactly, you are now caught in between.
Yeah. So which is like the parent trying to provide, security for the child.
Yeah.
So at what point did they now start to believe?
I think
Are they still trying to believe till now?
Maybe my dad. Maybe when he sees this video, he'll be like, "Oh, so this is what she does." Because to him, I'm a rolling stone, like everywhere. Anyways, but I think it was when I was picked for the street project training, and I told him I was going to Lagos. He said, "What are you going to Lagos to do?" I said, "I submitted something. They said I should come." So you have money for your flight? I said, "You can go now." Did I stop you? So yeah, that's like when I came back, I told him I got a job, and just from there things started to make sense, basically.
So then, is there something you're aiming for?
Yes. Ultimately, away from like being successful in the ad space, owning my own stuff, like also just making that impact of just moving from traditional advertising to somewhere that we are competent enough to challenge with the world of advertising, while also not taking advantage of the fact that we have power to influence people. I think we've spoken about that a lot. I think it's very important. So my plan is to, try to set up my own agency here, hopefully, and then, try to do as much work as we can in this space.
To basically elevate the moral side?
Yes. Yeah, yes, obviously. Like, I see a lot of things I'm disappointed in. Yeah. And growing up as a child, like watching some of these ads, I knew the impact that it had on me. I know the impact that it's having on kids now. And like, I think we can do better, basically.
Amazing. So, it's been an interesting conversation.
Right.
Yeah, had fun. Of course, like we can still keep it going, but
We have to go.
yeah, and people have to go as well. So, where can we find you on social media?
On Instagram, Chika Ijeoma, that's my full government name. You can also find me on LinkedIn, same name, Chika Ijeoma. You can find me on Twitter, Chika Ijeoma. You can find me on Threads, Chika Ijeoma. Chika Ijeoma. Are you not on Threads?
Yeah, I signed up, but I left.
Why?
It took me like 5 minutes to realize that place is not it's trash. Anyways, that's my own personal opinion. Of course, I have already given up my data. I didn't know. I did not read the terms and conditions. They are long. They are really long, but just read them. Yeah. So if you enjoyed the episode, please like, subscribe, and yeah, follow her on social media. Follow me on social media as well. I'm going to put the link up and click on the notification bell so that the next time we post a video, you will be notified. See you again next time.
Bye, guys.